name's Christian with Ace Appliance out of Toledo, Ohio. Welcome back to another in-home diagnostic video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. The tools you will need to complete this repair is a small, standard, or flat blade screwdriver, a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, or a drill incorporated with a number 2 Phillips bit. Today we're going to be working on a Kenmore side-by-side refrigerator. The complaint was that there was a loud squeaking noise. I had diagnosed that it was coming from the evaporator fan motor in the freezer section. We're going to go ahead and start the repair. The first thing that we want to do is there are 4 shelf glides, 2 on each side that we want to remove. There's 2 Phillips screws holding each shelf glide in place. One's in the far back and one's up front. So we're going to go ahead and start removing them. Remove the number 2 Phillips screws. Now, as the rail glides are removed, you're going to want to keep them in position so you don't get confused where they go. Once the shelf glides have been removed, to get access to the evaporator panel, there's 6 more Phillips screws that you want to remove that are securing the back panel, which is the evaporator cover, into place. Now, once you're removing the evaporator cover, be careful because it does have sharp edges. As you can hear, the evaporator fan motor is making a little bit of noise, not as loud as it was the other day though. Now we're going to disconnect the power. So now we're going to start removing all the wires and the fan blade so we can install the new fan motor. Once the fan blade has been removed, we want to go ahead and remove the thermostat from the evaporator assembly. It just clips on. So depress the clip and pull it right off. After we've removed the frost thermostat off the evaporator, next we want to disconnect the wire terminals that go to the heating element. There's 2 of them. You push in the clip and pull off. Sometime. Maybe. Now the last step is to remove the Molex plug that plugs into the refrigerator lining gear. It has all the wires that go to it, from the thermostat to the heater to the fan motor. Now, using a small flat blade screwdriver, you want to go ahead, there's a little clip at the very bottom that secures the Molex connector into place. So you want to go ahead and now be careful not to puncture the evaporator while you do this. Now, after you've disconnected the Molex, there is a ground wire that's attached to, we'll call it the evaporator guide. All right, using a flat blade screwdriver, it just clips onto the aluminum, we'll call it a protector. So try to, if you can, it's a little difficult. Try getting in there without puncturing the evaporator once again to remove the clip, or you can use needle nose pliers. So, as you can see, this is what it looks like. To remove the lower bracket from the bracket assembly with the fan motor, you just want to take both sides, push up and squeeze in. You hear it snap, and then it releases. Now we're ready to install the new evaporator fan motor. The first thing we want to do is go ahead and connect the wire terminals to the evaporator fan motor. There's 2 of them. Looks like they're 1/4 inch in size. And they just push right on. Now they are snug, and that's how we want them. Next, we want to go ahead and put the back of the fan bracket on the fan motor. Now make sure that the rubber grommet is in place. That's what's going to dampen the noise of the fan motor. Now we're ready to install the fan assembly. We're gonna install the lower bracket with the fan motor with the upper bracket. Again, we're gonna do it the same way that we removed it. Line up the shaft, the fan blade shaft, with the upper grommet in the hole. And then to make it easy, we wanna install one side at a time. So you're gonna squeeze the sides and then push up, and it'll latch itself. Once it's latched, it won't move and it'll be secure. Once the 2 brackets have been installed and they are secure with the fan motor, we want to go ahead and reinstall the old fan blade. Now, you only replace the blade if it is broken or cracked. To install the fan blade or reinstall it, you're going to just line it up with the shaft of the motor and push down until it stops, which is probably about 1/4 inch. To make sure that it's not rubbing on the mounting bracket, you want to go ahead and spin it. And if it is rubbing, you'll hear it. You want to do this process by hand because once you energize the motor, it's going to spin at a high RPM, which can damage the fan blade. Now, once the fan blade and motor are secure, we want to go ahead and reinstall all the wires. The first step we want to do is go ahead and get the ground wire that we uninstalled earlier, since that's going to be the hardest to reinstall. And again, it just clips right on. So, in the same position it was in earlier, go ahead and find that position, and carefully, because of sharp edges, reattach the clip. Now, you may need 2 hands to do this. I'm going to attempt it with 1 hand. and it just pushes right on. Once the ground strap is installed, we can go ahead and plug in the Molex connector, and that just pushes right on. And it's key to only be installed one way. Once the Molex is installed, we can go ahead and reattach the two terminals that go to the heater. Again, these are key to go one way as well, and they just push right on. Now, as you're reattaching the wires, be careful because the evaporator fins are really sharp and they will cut you very easy. Once the heater wires are secure, the same exact position that the defrost thermostat was, you want to reinstall that as well. Again, it just clips on. Be careful though when you clip it on because you don't want to pierce the evaporator itself. Once everything is installed back into its original position, we want to go ahead and turn the power back on to make sure that we don't have any loose connections and to make sure that the fan motor is energized. Once you're ready to install the evaporator cover, you want to make sure that the top here is installed correctly. As you see, there's, we'll call them guides here, where they're supposed to attach to the back manifold. So you want to make sure that it's installed correctly so the airflow goes where it's supposed to. We're gonna go ahead and get in the cavity and start angling it. Now you can see there's two holes right here. There's gonna be plastic clips that go through these holes to secure the top. So as you have the top here in place, you wanna find the clips. You can see them right here. They're starting to poke through. And make sure they go through those holes. Once the two little pins are in place, we can go ahead and push the back panel, the rest of it into place, and re-secure the 6 number 2 Phillips screws. Now we're ready to reinstall the shelf rails. Remember what position you took them off in, as mentioned earlier, to keep them in place to let you know where they're supposed to go. Again, there's 2 number 2 Phillips screws that secure each rail in place. One in the far back and one in the front. final step in the repair is to reinstall the shelves and your repair will be complete. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.